All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the GSMC Sports Network. Here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. We talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumors, dramas, and updates. We talk about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings. We talk about promotions like WWE, to AEW, to Stardom, to New Japan Professional Wrestling, to the NWA, to the GCW. If it makes major news headlines in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1010%. Just going to reflect on what we talked about real quick. Make sure you guys check out these videos on YouTube. We talked about our WWE Monday Night RAW premiere on Netflix. And then we talked about, what did we talk about? NXT, that's right. NXT New Year's Evil, we predicted those matchups. Had a pretty good, a couple of awesome hot takes in the chat. So make sure you guys keep those chats coming. And now, without further ado, we're going to talk about some of the best moments on the Monday Night Raw during the year of 2024. Obviously, these are my opinion, 1010%. If you guys have some pretty awesome moments that you guys want to share, make sure you guys, hit it up. First and foremost, we have Punk and Rollins finally starting their rivalry, which we've been anticipating as wrestling fans for, quite some time now. But now we got it. Obviously, the first match was tonight on Netflix, which you saw CM Punk pick up the victory against Seth Rollins after 2 go-to-sleeps. And, CM Punk, he took a beating. He really did take a beating. He kicked out of 2 pedigrees. He put his foot on the bottom rope after a stomp. And Seth Rollins hit the go-to-sleep as well. And, it wasn't enough to put down that CM Punk guy from Chicago, Illinois. So, the voice of the voiceless continues to be badass, continues to be a juggernaut, continues to be a force to be reckoned with in the WWE universe. He's not that old, guys. He's not that old. So definitely gotta love that. All right, that was my number 1. All right, we have Cody Rhodes and The Rock in 2024 trading titles. That this is awkward. This is awkward. Where you had, hey, honestly, you can hold mine if I get to hold yours. Like, you know what I mean? At first, it was a little funny. Come on, guys. Not dirty-minded whatsoever, but it was pretty damn funny. That was pretty crazy. This bout definitely, helped spur the feud between the final boss and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And, it's only going to get better in the future. So, this hold my title, I'll hold your title definitely was one of the most iconic moments in WWE this year. Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio saying that I hate you, Liv. And then Liv Morgan walks out with the Dirty Dom shirt with, excuse me. Daddy Dom walks out and she's absolutely disgruntled. She's absolutely heartbroken, which obviously led to that clean turn of Dominic Mysterio betraying Rhea Ripley, helping Liv Morgan become the new WWE World's Women's Heavyweight Champion. Obviously, tonight on Raw, you saw Rhea Ripley regain her title, but this was one of the best moments on Raw. I gotta be honest. It was great because this whole time you saw Liv Morgan flirting with Dominic Mysterio, and you had the speculation of a WWE fan that was like, you know what? Something's got to happen. And, if this Dominic Mysterio heel turn's going to happen, which it kind of took a little bit of it took its time. But at the end, it all made sense, which is great. Under the Triple H Fall Levesque era, I thought that was pretty awesome. Liv Morgan selling and ultimately kind of being one of the best actresses in WWE. Was able to kind of do this daddy Dom, I hate you, Liv. And she was like, oh my God, this is so sad. And then during SummerSlam, ultimately it came in full circle where she looked up at Daddy Dom. And she was like, oh my God, you do love me. Overall, it was funny. It was kind of crazy. I definitely liked that. Jimmy and Solo Sikoa screw Jey Uso out of a match, obviously not simultaneously, but each separately, which is, I feel like, with this whole bloodline storyline, I hated it once when they turned Jimmy against Jay and had that match at WrestleMania. Ultimately, I kind of knew, not like trying to pat myself on the back, not trying to be like, hey, like, I know more than you guys all freaking suck, but I knew this was going to happen. Why would you? Jey Uso, as a singles competitor, as his own character, as his own storyline, it just does not work. He needs his brother. Jey Uso by himself, yeah, honestly, yeah, it could work. But, him being by himself, Jey Uso, it just doesn't quite fit. And I'm not trying to, downgrade Jimmy Uso to be like, hey, dude, you're never going to be anything without your brother. I'm not trying to say that. Yeah, but I am. I'm just kidding. No. But, if Jimmy Uso, let's just face it, guys. Come on. Be true to yourselves. Do you see Jimmy Uso ever contending for the WWE Championship? Do you ever see him contending for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Do you ever see him Intercontinental United States Championship? Hell, even the WWE Speed Championship. Jimmy Uso's nothing without his brother. And it's kind of sad, but not really, because Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso together are magic. And Jimmy Uso, has had a lot of tag team accolades to the point where he can look at all the haters and he can pull a Paul Heyman and be like, but if you think that way, you can suck my fucking, But I feel like Jey Uso is on the up and up. Jimmy Uso, having them had that little feud just to kind of hug it out 6 months later, it was kind of pointless. It was super pointless, and I knew that it was going to, kind of come in well-rounded, which I'm kind of happy it did. R-Truth is kicked out of the Judgment Day. Such a sad moment on Monday Night Raw. I love R-Truth. He's so freaking funny. Even even when this happened, Damian Priest was like, you know what, man? I think you're so freaking funny and I have so much respect for you. I'm not going to be the one to do this. And then JD McDonough, that slimy freak, comes out and, he attacks R-Truth, and just the way R-Truth, he's just funny as hell. He's super funny. Every single time he comes on the mic, you just got to laugh. He definitely helped break character in terms of WWE. For a lot of superstars that were like, I don't know, they're trying to be tough guys, but then, he even broke up Brock Lesnar. So I thought that was kind of funny. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, their feud that lasted, it lasted for days. From them stealing a bracelet back and forth with the name of AJ and Larry, with CM Punk destroying and shoving the beads down the throat of the voice of the voiceless CM Punk. Drew McIntyre winning the Money in the Bank, just ultimately to be screwed by CM Punk. And then, Drew McIntyre cashing in his Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40, just to be screwed over by CM Punk. Bam, here comes Damian Priest. This feud, it took a while, man. I gotta be honest, it took a while, but at the end of the day, it made sense. It was good. It was great for the WWE. It was good for Punk, and it was also good for Drew McIntyre. So, definitely one of my favorite moments of Monday Night Raw is these two guys going at it. Next, we have The Rock. The Rock returning to WWE, obviously interrupting the modern-day Maharaja. Damn it. I totally spaced on his name. I don't know why I wanted to say Oro Mensah. Oh my God, what was his name? Oh, the guy who recently got released by WWE. I can't think of his name right now. The modern day Maharaja. Oh my God, I can't believe Jinder Mahal. There we go. Jinder Mahal. He came out and everybody was all expecting, because it was like, oh, someone's going to come in. Someone's going to return to WWE, a former WWE champion. Everybody was so excited. And then out came Jinder Mahal. And it was one of the last times you saw Jinder Mahal on WWE television, which is kind of sad. I feel like it's kind of a little bit, it's kind of effed up. But, they did what they had to do. But the best part of this was The Rock was like, he came out, he teased fighting Roman Reigns for the Ula Fala, teased fighting him for the championship. Obviously, during the WrestleMania press conference, you saw Cody Rhodes kind of get, you saw Cody Rhodes kind of step aside and gave The Rock his blessing, have him take his Royal Rumble WrestleMania spot, and then The Rock comes out on this, on Monday Night Raw. He was like, you know what, The Rock, he loves himself a good bar. He loves himself a good bar. So should The Rock sit at the bar, or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? And everybody goes absolutely bananas and absolutely crazy. So definitely one of the best moments on Monday Night Raw. I thought that was pretty badass. The Wyatt Six makes their eerie, creepy, horrific, horror movie-like entrance, and their, basically debuts, Bo Dallas, obviously all the other Wyatt Six members. Which, as of right now, I gotta feel like right now, WWE, I know you added an extra hour on Monday Night Raw today. So, God bless. I think that's awesome. It's gonna be great. They need more time with this stable. This whole Bo Dallas thing with Uncle Howdy, and with the whole Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt left some pretty big shoes to fill once when he left this earth. Obviously, God bless. But nobody could do it like Bray. Nobody could do it like Bray. Bo, he tries. And I feel like with Netflix being implemented in the storyline, creativity aspect in terms of Monday Night Raw, maybe you might kind of have like a horror movie kind of feel. And you can see the Y6 kind of being a little bit more put over. But as of right now, I feel like, it could be better for these guys. Definitely 1,010%. Next, we have Gunther talking to Bret Hart, saying that my favorite wrestler has always and will be Bill Goldberg. And oh my God, what a jerk. What a jerk. Can't believe he said that. Obviously, those who don't know, Bill Goldberg, he hit a kick at Bret Hart, at the head. He claims in multiple interviews and multiple sources that he told him to watch out for the kick. Bret Hart still to this day doesn't believe that, that he didn't hear anything. And then bam, he got concussed. Every single time he stepped into the ring and tried to perform a match, he could not, his equilibrium was off. It just was never the same. Forcing one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, Bret the Hitman Hart, retire at, kind of a young age. Bill Goldberg still to this day says, it's an accident. And I think it's an accident as well. I do. I believe that 1,010%. But just Gunther coming out here and be like, you know who my favorite wrestler is? Bret Hart's like, yeah, tell me. Bill Goldberg. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty badass. Definitely adding to the tension. Next, we have Logan Paul gets Super Bowl rings from Patrick Mahomes to try to take out, I think it was Braun Strowman. Was it Braun Strowman? I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. And a lot of people kind of thought, Patrick Mahomes he's a heel. He's a heel. Do you believe this guy? And honestly, in the world of the NFL, he is kind of a heel. He's already trying to chase his back-to-back-to-back Super Bowl victory, which, guys, come on, by all means, it's going to happen. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be your 2024-2025 Super Bowl champions. I don't like it, but it's going to happen. I definitely think it's going to happen. I feel like at the Super Bowl, you're going to have this WrestleMania caliber storyline where you have the heel that is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the babyface, the Cody Rhodes of the Detroit Lions. And then, this time, Kansas City will get the best of them. They'll get that record. Honestly, does anybody else deserve this more than Patrick Mahomes? Honestly, think about it. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. A lot of people like to compare him to Brady, but as of this moment, he's better. He has more rings. And I know, rings aren't this and that and the other. Who gives a crap? It's not the same thing. I get it, and your arguments are very, very valid. But at the same time, the Kansas City Chiefs and the dynasty they're doing right now, Andy Reid is relatively, as in terms of being a head coach, he's young. Patrick Mahomes, he's super young. And these guys can definitely make a run. The next decade and a half it's going to be run by the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm a New York Giants fan. So I'm effed. I'm screwed. Like I've kind of accepted that fact. So I'm like, you know what? It doesn't really bother me at this point. I know the Giants probably won't win the Super Bowl and I'm not trying to be a jerk. 20 years. I'm going to say 20 years. I don't really see them, especially during the Patrick Mahomes era, doing anything to kind of, dethrone Andy Reid and the Chiefs. I just don't see anybody doing that. But, maybe we can hope for Josh Allen. Maybe we can hope for Lamar Jackson, those two going at it for the league's MVP. But, I don't know. It just seems dire at this moment. But anyways, we had Logan Paul, getting some Super Bowl rings by Patrick Mahomes. Next, we have Bronson Reed, 6 tsunamis on Seth Rollins. The fans were even chanting, "One more time, one more time, one more time." In an interview, Bronson Reed was kind of like, you know what? The fans kind of liked it, so I just kind of kept going. So Bronson Reed, of course, obviously injured right now. Going to make his comeback, I think, in about a couple months. The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Mama Rhodes, the Mama Rhodes booking, the Mama Rhodes storyline, the Mama Rhodes promo where he was getting his ass beat in the back. It was raining. It was wet. Cody Rhodes was busted open and The Rock was just, completely kicking ass and taking names. Big E gets kicked out of the New Day. One of my favorite Monday Night Raw moments. Obviously, I think Big E's making his way back. Jey Uso wins his first ever singles title, obviously defeating the WWE Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. But of course, he lost it thanks to Solo Sikoa and the New Bloodline, which kind of sucked, But, you kind of had to have Jey Uso being kind of consumed by this, WWE Survivor Series storyline. Because if you did not have the original Bloodline back together, it's kind of like no point. So I understand why WWE did it. All right, we talked about the best Monday Night Raw moments of 2024, and now we're going to talk about the best SmackDown. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 20 seconds. So hey, do not go anywhere.